abortion, immigration, national defense, important matters that should factor into your vote this fall. But what issues should be most important? Stay with us today as we're interrupting our scheduled broadcast so John Macarthur can address that question on Grace to You. Whether you live in the United States and you're trying to decide whom to vote for in November, or you're simply observing all the unrest in the world today, including the threat of terrorism, the rise and fall of financial markets, the strain of political unrest, it's clear that elections and government leaders have a major impact on just about every aspect of life. So with that in mind, how do you know what kind of candidate to support? What kind of leadership brings God's blessings on a nation? And what invites His judgment? Today on Grace to You, we're interrupting our normal schedule as John Macarthur answers those questions. We're airing the final part of a timely series that John preached over the past 2 weeks. Who is God's candidate? And we'd like to get you a free copy of this series, including John's sermon from last week. We'd like to get that into your hands, a biblical resource we feel that you can review time and again as the election approaches. To request your CDs, visit gty.org, and I'll have more information for you to contact us right after the lesson. But right now, here's John Macarthur.
Does the Bible require anything of rulers, or is it just a theocratic issue? If you're a ruler in the kingdom of Israel, God has requirements, but beyond that, He doesn't care what rulers are like. Is it just that God cares what pastors are like and elders in the church and leaders in the church and really doesn't care about other leaders? The truth of the matter is God has requirements for all rulers, all those who have authority over people. I want to give you 10 characteristics that the Bible requires of a ruler. 1 is worship. 2 is righteousness. 3 is justice. 4 is wisdom. Number 5, honesty. Honesty. John 8:44 says, every liar is acting like Satan. Every liar is acting like Satan. Proverbs 17:7, excellent speech is not fitting for a fool. You don't expect a fool to have excellent speech, much less are lying lips to a ruler. No one expects excellent speech out of the mouth of a fool, nor should anyone expect lies out of the mouth of a ruler. God hates liars. Proverbs 20:28, loyalty and truth preserve the king. And I might add, preserve the kingdom. When liars rule, no one knows what's really going on. Chaos results. Number 6, morality. We go from wisdom to honesty to morality. Look at Proverbs 31. We could look at a lot of things, but look at Proverbs 31. King Lemuel and his mother is giving him some instruction. This is the burden. It's called the oracle in the NAS. It's kind of the burden that his mother had as she realized that her son was going to reign. So she taught him this. What, O my son? And what, O son of my womb? And what, O son of my vows? Do not give your strength to women, or your ways to that which destroys kings. Immorality. It destroys kings. And it did destroy, tragically, the king who had such a wonderful beginning, Solomon, when he asked for wisdom and God gave it to him. He shunned the wisdom of God. And in 1 Kings 11 it says, King Solomon loved many foreign women, along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, Hittite. He didn't care what society they came from. From the nations concerning which the Lord had said to the sons of Israel, you shall not associate with them, nor shall they associate with you, for they will surely turn your heart away after their gods. Solomon held fast to these in love. In a kind of erotic love, Solomon was attracted to them. So, this is just beyond imagination. He had 700 wives, princesses, 300 concubines, women for sexual partnership. And his wives turned his heart away. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart away after other gods. And his heart was not wholly devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David, his father, had been. Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, after Milcom, the detestable idol of the Ammonites. Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord and didn't follow the Lord fully as David his father had. He built a high place for Chemosh, the detestable idol of Moab, on the mountain which is east of Jerusalem, and Molech, the detestable idol of the sons of Ammon. You know what Molech required, right? If you wanted to worship Molech and appease him, you offered your living baby on an altar. You burned your baby to death to satisfy him. He did all this for his foreign wives who burned incense and sacrificed to their gods. Now the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice. The Lord even says to him in verse 11, because you've done this and not kept my covenant, my statutes, which I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom from you, give it to your servant. And you all know what happened. The kingdom fractured and split. So back to Proverbs 31, a wise mother says, because you're the king, you're going to have all kinds of women coming around you, all kinds of women who will be offered to you as a part of an alliance with another neighboring nation. It'll all seem so political, but it wasn't politics that drew this man in. It was the love of the women that drew him in. That is crystal clear. The mother of Lemuel says, do not give your strength to women. Earlier in the book of Proverbs, we know exactly what that means. Don't have sexual relationships with multiple women. This is destroying kings. It's not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not even for kings to drink wine or for rulers to desire strong drink. Don't be immoral. Don't be overindulgent. Don't be drunk. If you have strong drink, give it to somebody who's dying as a sedative. Give it to somebody, wine to somebody whose life is bitter. Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his trouble no more. But open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all the unfortunate. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and defend the rights of the afflicted and needy. And there again, this is the role of all rulers, to defend those who are defenseless.